mean by that, and do you really believe that?
Well, I think if he's referring to what I believe he's referring to, you know, I think it still is hard being a woman running for president.
I agree.
You know, I really do. I feel like if you are forceful, you're too forceful. If you're not forceful enough, you're not tough enough. I mean, it's just a constant evaluation all the time about how you're being perceived, and so much of the perception is rooted in, you know, very ancient feelings that we have about the roles of men and women. And, you know, I've had so many interesting and sometimes surprising experiences where people will say, men will say to me, you know, I never thought I'd support a woman for president, but I'm at least considering supporting you. And that's a big step forward, because I don't know how we're going to open the door for more girls and boys to live the lives they choose until we get rid of a lot of these stereotypes and these caricatures and kind of break through together. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I've said it before, that you are held to a completely different standard than everyone else that seems to be, you know, held to. And you know what a supporter I am. I think that you're as smart as can be. I think you are qualified. I think you stand for everything that I want in a president. And I think that you are, I mean, we're living in a world right now that there's so much fear. I mean, there's so much going on with the gun violence, with terrorists, and everyone's scared. Everyone is so scared, and I think people need to be reassured that we're okay.
I know people are scared, and I understand that completely, because we do live in some really complicated and new times where things are happening that just don't seem to add up. They don't make sense. I mean, I've spent a lot of time around families that have lost kids and loved ones to gun violence, and there's just no words. And I was so proud of the president the other day when he said, hey, we've got to do something to try to stop all this gun violence. You send your first grader to school, you don't expect to lose that child in a mass murder. And so there's a lot to be afraid of. I think that it's fair for people to feel that, but at the same time, we have to put it into the right context. It is not a pervasive, all-encompassing set of threats, and we have to get together and work together to try to eliminate the threats as much as possible, and we can do that. That's why people have to really be respectful of each other and listen to each other, not be calling one another names based on religion or race or gender or LGBT or whatever it might be. We've got to understand we're all in this together. And at the end of the day, if you're in some kind of a crisis, you know, people don't come and ask you, well, you know, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? They just come and they say, what can I do to help you? And that's how we need to be treating each other, I think.
Yep. I agree. I think, and that's what I really try to do here with this show. I try to remind everybody of what we have in common and what we all want in our lives, which is to love and be loved. That's all we all want, is to love and be loved.
That's right.
That was on Saturday Night Live several weeks ago. That's Kate McKinnon, who also does me very well. Is that weird? I mean, when I see her do me, I'm like, that's not me. But did you feel like that was you?
You know, it is like truly an out-of-body experience. I mean, there I am with her. I mean, when I see her doing me, I go, oh, no, that's not me. And then I'm, you know, within inches of her, and she's doing it. And some of it's off, but some of it's a little too close for comfort. And we had so much fun that day because you get there, and it really is live TV, as you know, and all of a sudden, you know, they're running in and saying, well, we're going to do this, we're going to change that. And the first thing they wanted to do, they wanted to end the skit, as it eventually does, with me singing. And I said, you really don't want to hear me sing. Oh, yes, we do, they said. So we go out to rehearse it, and we get to the point where I sing, and the producers look at me and say, no, we don't want to hear you sing. So there's a little tiny bit of singing at the end, but that's all.
So this time around, you're campaigning. It was 2008. You were campaigning last time, right?
Right.
And this time, it's a whole new world. You must
Totally.
be taking selfies like
Constant,
crazy.
yeah.
I saw a selfie with you and the selfie king and queen is Kanye and Kim.
Right.
And you were. Now they have. She has that face. She always has the same selfie face.
Right.
And did you learn? Do you have a selfie face now?
No, I don't, but here's what I learned. First of all, she was very nice. And of course, when she says to me, can we take a selfie? I say, well, hello, of course. I mean, that's like an obvious answer. She takes out her phone and she presses a button. I've never seen this anywhere else. I mean, you know, you're a famous celebrity. Maybe you have. I haven't. She holds it up. It has light all the way around it. Like little tiny, tiny light bulbs.
I saw her phone. It makes you look better.
It makes anybody look better.
Yeah, I
have been desperately looking for one of those ever since with no luck. So if anybody knows where you can get one.
I think it's hers. I asked her the same thing. I said, I've never seen that. And she's really, in real life, hideous. She does not.
No, that's not true.
No, she's not. She's beautiful.
But I mean, she whips it out. She hits this button. The light is there. She holds it at a perfect angle. And she makes everybody look better than you have any reason to look. And she's very nice.
Yeah, I love her.
Very nice.
I love both of them. They're great.
Yeah.
No, she's beautiful. But when I saw that, I was like,